Hello and welcome back. 100 subscribers. When I started this channel, it was a few years ago, and I posted a few videos, just trying to find yourself. And I think when I returned, there was something like 20 subscribers, and I think probably all of them people I know. Mostly. And for a lot of people, 100 subscribers on YouTube probably wouldn't feel like very much. But I think I've been making videos again on for me, a pretty consistent basis. And within a year, around that time, I now have a total of 100 subscribers. I got the notification the other day, an email, you have reached 100. Woo! And an overwhelming sense of gratitude immediately came in. So, thank you. Just feel that for a second. Not what I said. Just return to your heart. Allow the world to just slow down. And hear. And listen. Without you there, and laugh at yourself. Along the spiritual path, we spend a lot of time trying. As much as you hear talk, I talk also about not trying. But at some point, you will catch yourself trying not to try. And the majority of the time, you are actually trying not to try. If you're practicing anything, ultimately, you're trying to get into flow state, where the ego is out of the way, out of the process of guiding you. You go from looking to the mind what to do, to flowing with your being, which I've heard called your totality. When you begin to just flow, you're not trying. I like to use a visualization of someone that is in sports, for example, maybe a pitcher. I use martial arts, for example. So that moment right when a punch is coming in and you didn't think about it, you weren't anticipating the punch, but you see it and the body seems to react instinctively at exactly the right time. Time seems to even slow down. That's flow state. When you can live your life as a flow. Basically, all of spirituality is a training to have you tap into that way of experiencing your life. Because the only thing that stops you from flowing in this way, that stops me, anybody, all of us from flowing, is that critical mind that comes in, that doubtful, any kind of I statement that looks to steer where you feel your essence looking to as a way of steering you. And that can be misleading because when you believe yourself to be the ego, it's seen from the other perspective. So space between the things that you say, space between the thoughts, your actions, allowing space creates the ground from where you tap into your flow state. Because if you were trying to control your hand and draw something, and you were thinking, okay, now I need to move my thumb this way and then bend here a little bit, bend here a little bit, I gotta add a bit of rotation. You could imagine that if you had to think your way through your just something as simple as drawing, it would be nearly impossible. But when you just draw, you tap into your totality. You're not thinking about drawing. Instead, you're thinking of what the drawing is going to be. Therefore, the hand follows. So you have a vision guiding you. And as a tool, your hand creates the vision. And in that same way, when you live in your heart, you are that vision. You hold the vision in your mind, and your ego, your thinking. There is no ego really. It's just thoughts. Habitual thoughts tend to be called the ego. But when you use your thinking, the thinking aspect, your mind, your brain, the thinking part of you, as a tool, you keep it's used in that same way by holding a vision, and then your thinking will be in line with the vision. If you can maintain a vision, the thoughts will guide the body into action in line with the greater vision. The two will sync together. The more you can maintain that vision. And you have to remember that along that path, not to get lost in feeling sorry for yourself. I'm getting bit everywhere by mosquitoes, by the way. Anyways, so as you keep your mind on your vision, it's going to waver. You're going to have some days where your vision is strong in your mind, other days where you have to do your best to remember even once or twice during the day. But through long periods of time of continually returning your attention to your vision, you'll notice that your mind and body combination will work towards the vision. And you'll notice there's a certain momentum that's created the longer you maintain the vision in your mind. The vision necessarily is not, when I say vision, I don't mean I'm not necessarily speaking of a picture, you know, like or I'm speaking more of something you want to accomplish, if you will, and you have to create a vision that will get you there, or the vision of it being complete. So, for example, you can, I would say more of the last thing I said, a vision of its incompletion. So let's say, and you can use this for anything. It could be very simple, egoistic items that you want, or it could be, you know, just something as simple as smiling more often, or finding forgiveness for other people. You could use it for anything. So you have that. That's just for the purpose of these videos, since they're more spiritual, we'll use that example. Since spirituality actually encompasses all, let's flip it around. A car, let's say you want a car. If you want a car, you just have a vision. You keep a specific vision of the color. You keep a specific vision of the make, the model, everything. As specific as you can make it. And working within the realm of duality for this part here, let's go and bring in the other side. So let's bring in the spiritual aspect of what I mentioned, forgiveness. So you imagine what that looks like. Maybe that means each time you see a person, you anticipate you're going to maybe lose yourself in a old judgment. So you're keeping your awareness on you so that you don't lose yourself into an old pattern. So the moment the pattern comes up, you can see it for what it is and let it go. Because if you are not in constant awareness when it comes to spiritual matters, that's when the cloud of illusion surrounds you, and oftentimes once you're in it, it's very difficult to abolish. It's very difficult to, I shouldn't say abolish, but you can't get rid of it in a sense, because the emotions become involved. So the mind and body combination, once the emotions are involved in the whole story part, the storytelling of the mind, then there is, as Eckhart Tolle mentioned in his books, The Power of Now and A New Earth, the mind can stop in a second the minute it sees, oh, I'm wrong here, but the body has a momentum. So you have to remember there's hormones, there's all kinds of processes, chemical going on in the body. And just in the same way, when you eat an apple, it takes time for the apple to go from an apple to now a human. It takes time for an emotion to run through its natural process, which is slightly different for everyone in time, intensity, all that stuff. So, 100 subscribers, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all. I love the wind. Sending you all this enjoyment. Go, take it. Peace.